Cam Newton was impressive in his week 1 debut with the New England Patriots. I'm Sarah Goodwill here with Evan Lazar. We know he had 75 rushing yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, but he carried the ball 15 times throughout the entire game. I was just cringing watching him just get lit up time and time again because that's something we rarely saw with Tom Brady. So you wonder if durability is actually going to be a factor this season and beyond for Cam Newton. Is it sustainable for him to carry in that 15 carry range game in and game out?
Yeah, Sarah. I mean, that's the question I think today is it all looked great. It was really fun to watch, and we can break down some of it in a second. But really the question is can Cam handle the body blows of running the ball 10, 15 times a game? And I think the one thing that you saw yesterday, and I actually asked Bill Belichick that exact question this morning, and he said, not all quarterback runs are created equal. And the Patriots ran 11 read option plays where Cam had the option to either keep it himself or hand it to the back, and he kept it himself 6 times on those read option plays. And last year in 2019, on those same schemes, the quarterback only kept the ball 25% of the time. Cam kept it over 50% of the time. So I think what you're seeing is that the defense kind of dictates the terms of who's going to run the football. And what Belichick was saying was that now that the Dolphins kind of got gashed by Cam keeping it so many times, maybe next week Seattle says, okay, we're not going to let Cam beat us. We're going to force the running backs to beat us. And he's handing the ball off a lot, and they're giving him handoff reads. And so I think the Patriots are hopeful that it's going to kind of work itself out, that some games maybe he will run it 15 times if that's what the defense tells him to do. But other games he might only run it a couple of times on those types of read option plays because the defense is forcing him to give the ball to the running back and give it up. So I think that Belichick really didn't seem worried about it at all. He doesn't seem concerned that Cam's going to get hurt. The other advantage that you have is that he's 250 pounds, and he's a battering ram. And when you're in that type of, that type of system, that type of scheme, it's a lot of one-on-one tackling. It's not like he's getting hit by 3 or 4 different people at a time all the time. A lot of the time, it's just one guy in the open field bringing him down. So I think they're hopeful that he's not going to get hurt just because of his size and his girth. But he has the shoulder injury history. He's got the foot injury history. You do wonder, how much can he actually do?
It really looked completely different than anything we've seen in decades from the Patriots on Sunday. I think even more different than we were expecting, considering the shortened preseason, no preseason games, really adapting to Cam Newton's skill set. What did you enjoy the most about Josh McDaniels and the way he called the game and what the Patriots offense was able to do in really a short amount of time?
Yeah, that was the biggest thing, was the chemistry and the ability to coach this up in such a short amount of time was awesome. But the plays that they were running they're not reinventing the wheel. No, everyone runs a power read, everyone runs a QB sweep that you go watch Lamar Jackson in Baltimore. They're running the same exact plays. But I think the great thing about what McDaniels did was the motion and the alignment that he had his blockers in, the motion in particular, the pre-snap motion that they sent the running backs on were constantly putting the numbers in favor of the Patriots, which is really fun to see. For example, the 2 touchdown runs for Cam, you saw that little running back motion going out into the flat on the other side, just completely clear out that side of the field, and then Cam comes around on the sweep play, and there's nobody there. I mean, it's a walk-in touchdown the first time. The second time he had to power it in at the end, but there was nobody there to resist going forward for the first about 10 yards of that 11-yard run. So I think the motion, the alignments of the tight ends that he had them just a little bit detached from the formation so that they could block a little bit easier and get that corner. Those were the little things that McDaniels sort of added in to those kind of basic RPO concepts or basic zone read or gap read concepts that everybody's ran with a mobile quarterback for generations, but that sort of wrinkles of the motion and the alignments and the different things that McDaniels was able to do there. They also ran 5 RPOs in this game, which is just so unpatriot-like, right? There's some instances where Brady could have checked at the line of scrimmage into a pass versus a run based off the defense and what he saw pre-snap, but in terms of true RPOs, we don't really see those too often in New England. So a lot of new types of things going on. I thought McDaniels' design of the entire running game was fantastic with the motion and the misdirection. The Miami defense was flowing in the wrong direction all game. They really didn't have a great feel for it, and that's how you run for 217 yards. And at the end of the day, if you want to be that type of running team where you're really focused offensively on being able to run the football, you got to run it like that. You can't run the football for 3.5 yards per carry and expect to win a lot of games if that's going to be your offense. But if you're going to run it for over 5 a game, now we're talking.
Well, for all of our Patriots coverage, you can find it on our website at clnsmedia.com. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Patriots Press Pass.